Tonight, high stakes at the final showdown in Las Vegas. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton going all in.
If you go with what Hillary is saying, in the 9th month, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb.
The government has no business in the decisions that women make.
We have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
When it comes to the wall that Donald talks about building, he went to Mexico. He had a meeting with the Mexican president. Didn't even raise it. He choked.
He has no idea whether it's Russia, China, or anybody else.
I am not quoting myself.
No idea.
I am quoting
Hillary, you have no idea.
Tonight, team coverage on the 3rd presidential debate.
And all that was just in the first hour. Trump and Clinton sparred for nearly 2 hours on issues like immigration, abortion, and who's fit to be president.
We have team coverage for you on the debate tonight. Let's start with Glenna Milberg, who's live in Las Vegas, where it all went down. Glenna.
It did, Lori and Victor. It went down so hard. This was a debate with gloves firmly off. There were a lot of interruptions. There were a lot of very harsh accusations. And for voters watching this tonight, the differences between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton could not be more clear. There was no handshake, no eye contact, plenty of disagreement, starting with a pending Supreme Court appointment.
It is important that we not reverse marriage equality, that we not reverse Roe v. Wade, that we stand up against Citizens United.
The justices that I'm going to appoint will be pro-life. They will have a conservative bent. They will be protecting the Second Amendment. They are great scholars in all cases, and they're people of tremendous respect.
On immigration,
we're going to secure the border, and once the border is secured, at a later date, we'll make a determination as to the rest. But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
He used undocumented labor to build the Trump Tower. He underpaid undocumented workers, and when they complained, he basically said what a lot of employers do. You complain, I'll get you deported. I want to get everybody out of the shadows.
Trump brought up Clinton's leaked Wall Street speech where she talked of open borders, allowing her this opening.
So I actually think the most important question of this evening, Chris, is finally, will Donald Trump admit and condemn that the Russians are doing this and make it clear that he will not have the help of Putin in this election?
The question about who is fit to be president became about Trump's behavior with 9 women.
I didn't even apologize to my wife, who's sitting right here, because I didn't do anything. I didn't know any of these women. I didn't see these women. These women, the woman on the plane, the woman, I think they want either fame or her campaign did it. And I think it's her campaign, because what I saw, what they did, which is a criminal act, by the way, where they're telling people to go out and start fistfights.
Despite evidence to the contrary and calls to backtrack, Trump refused to back off his allegations the elections are rigged.
Millions of people that are registered to vote that shouldn't be registered to vote.
There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
We are now in the spin room, and the spinning is well underway. There was a lot of ground covered tonight, but the buzz tonight, by all accounts, is the fact that Donald Trump did not commit to recognizing the legitimacy of the election results, no matter what. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Las Vegas tonight, Local 10 News.
All right, Glenna, that quote, "I will look at it at the time," that is getting a lot of attention.
We still have a lot to get into with this debate, so let's bring in our senior political reporter, Michael Putney, with his perspective.
Victor, Lori, I think we're all glad that this was the final debate. We expected a tough, nasty debate, and that is exactly what we got tonight. I thought it was actually Donald Trump's best debate until he made it way too personal.
Lots of luck, Hillary. Thanks a lot for doing a great job.
Donald Trump attacked Hillary Clinton repeatedly and personally, and then it got personal for him when he was asked about women who he allegedly groped.
Because those stories are all totally false. I have to say that. And I didn't even apologize to my wife, who's sitting right here, because I didn't do anything.
Donald thinks belittling women makes him bigger. He goes after their dignity, their self-worth, and I don't think there is a woman anywhere who doesn't know what that feels like.
Another key exchange came when moderator Chris Wallace asked if Trump, who has said the election process is rigged, would accept the results on November 8th.
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
Okay.
You know, that is not the way our democracy works. We've been around for 240 years. We've had free and fair elections. We've accepted the outcomes when we may not have liked them. And that is what must be expected of anyone standing on a debate stage during a general election.
She's right. That is not how American democracy works. Every losing presidential candidate in our nation's history has accepted the election results. Even Al Gore eventually accepted the results in 2000 after he lost Florida by 537 votes.
It was a big moment. And Chris Wallace in general did a great job at controlling these
Outstanding.
two. He really did.
Yeah.
But he really made them be very specific about the abortion issue.
Abortion, immigration, and I thought that actually the one moment where Hillary Clinton stumbled the worst was when he asked her, Chris Wallace turned and he said, what about preferential treatment for Clinton Foundation donors when you were Secretary of State? She didn't have an answer to that.
And she had been well prepared for a lot, but
Not that one.
Okay, Michael, thanks so much for your perspective.
And we'll stay with politics here for a moment. House Speaker